Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Here at Wander Creative, it is our goal to provide you with tactics and strategies to reach your marketing and social media goals. I've been running this company for almost a decade and been working alongside bands, brands, tours, businesses, entrepreneurs, and nonprofits to help them promote themselves and their products online. Every account, every client always comes with its own challenges. And we found a lot of clients, though, both big and small, hit the same obstacles that they have to overcome. Many times, it starts with organic social media posting. So that's what we're going to talk about right now. You see, there are more people spending more time than ever before online. Research actually shows that there's an estimated 1.7 billion people who log on to at least one social media network every single day. With all that traffic, there's also a lot of noise that you have to try to cut through. It's actually estimated that there are about 500 billion with a B posts made on Facebook alone every single day. Think about that. Facebook alone, 500 billion posts every single day. The trick for any brand is to find a way to cut through all of that noise and find an audience who actually cares. While that solution can actually be fairly complex and there's a lot of things that go into it, especially since, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, they're all changing their algorithms almost daily. But the good thing is we've actually found a few basic keys to make sure that your brand and your campaign won't go unnoticed. So that's what I want to talk about. 5 keys to make sure that you are taking advantage of online. Let's dive in. Key number 1. First basic key of social media is simple. It's consistency in posting. Ideally, you want to maintain a daily posting schedule or every few times a day even. At minimum, you at least want to post a few times per week. But you really need to make sure that you're just posting and posting consistently. Now, be realistic with your expectations of how much you're going to be able to post, when you're going to be able to post, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to drop off and end up finding yourself in a place where you're only posting once every month. It can sometimes get very overwhelming to be like, oh, I'm going to start off strong. I'm going to post every single day or even 2 times a day. And then all of a sudden, 2-3 weeks down the road, you might have held that schedule up for a while, but then you find yourself lacking and getting behind and just getting overwhelmed. And so you just completely blow it off altogether. And like I said, you might find yourself 2-3 months down the road thinking, oh my, I haven't even posted at all in several weeks or days. And especially with consistency also, don't overthink it. Sometimes something is better than nothing. Many people, myself included, especially if you're a creative, constantly chasing perfection. And sometimes you can just get in your own head and end up posting nothing, which is far more detrimental to you, your brand, your campaign, than posting something that might not fit perfectly with your aesthetic, or, people might see something and not want to, it might not get the reaction you're wanting. It's easy to let those fears sink in and let that just get in the way of you posting consistently. But consistency is key. There's a lot of research. Obviously, no social media actually tells you what their algorithms are or what goes into making their algorithm. But there is a lot of research that shows that if you aren't posting consistently and there's long gaps in between when you are posting, that you will get lower placement in their algorithms because people aren't interacting, people aren't engaging. And so therefore, when you do post sporadically, you don't have that consistent engagement already built up. And so you aren't going to get placed in people's feeds as high as you might otherwise would. That's key number 1 is consistency. Key number 2 is frequency. And this actually builds off consistency, but is just a little bit different. Most people tend to post about something once, maybe twice before they move on. And I can't emphasize enough the importance of posting at high frequency about a major release or a major event, a major campaign, major product. You have to post about it a lot before people actually start to pay attention. It's estimated, now of course we don't have the exact numbers, but it's estimated that only 10 to 20% of your audience will see any given post. And so when you take that into consideration, that's a fraction of your audience is going to see it. Most people aren't going to actually be even registering that they've seen something. And so I think as a social feed curator, what you always tend to think is, I've already posted about this. I've already, people are already aware of it. I even may have posted about it 2 or 3 times at this point. But to think that 2 or 3 times at 10 to 20%, you're still only reaching 30 to 60% of your potential audience with 3 posts. And there's also research out there that shows that it actually takes someone seeing something. Like, for instance, if you're posting about a major release, a major product release, or a major album or book release or something like that, it might take somebody seeing it 3 to 5 times before they even start registering that they've seen it. And research also shows that it actually takes 7 to 10 times of someone having touch points about that particular product or release before they actually take action on it. So again, research shows 3 to 5 posts before they can even recall that they've seen something, and then 7 to 10 times before someone even will take consideration and take action on what you're promoting. So when you then also go even magnify it out more, it could, when you're thinking that 10 to 20% of my audience is only seeing a given post, it takes that person 3 to 5 times before they even register that they've seen it, and then 7 to 10 times, or 7 to 10 touch points before they actually take action. That means if you're posting about a new album, an event, a new merchandise, product, it could take 10, 20, 30, or even 50 or more times before people start to even see it, register that they're seeing it, and take action on it. So think about that, 50 times or more that you might potentially be wanting to post about something. And in the back of your mind, you're thinking, I've already posted about this. I've yelled about it. Like, people should know. And you are going to feel like you are getting annoying posting about the same thing over and over again. But you will always get tired of something long before others even begin to realize that you've started posting about it. Yeah, they may have seen it a few times, and there's always going to be those 1 or 2 people that are like, will you quit talking about this? We know you've talked about it so many times. But again, that kind of goes back to that negative feedback that I was talking about in key number 1, that you can't let the very minority negative feedback get in the way of actually talking and, letting the masses be aware of what you're talking about. So yeah, it's not uncommon that, yes, we're going to talk a lot about a release, right? Or a product right at the start when it's very first, but even 6 months after something has come out, we still, on a lot of our clients, like 6 months later, we'll still get comments like, this is amazing. I can't believe I'm just now finding this. Or, when there's some type of event, oh, I can't believe I missed this event. Like, I never heard about it. And, we're sitting here thinking that, well, we've talked about it nonstop for the past, 3 months or however long. And yet people are still just finding out about it. So key number 2 is frequency in talking about what you're posting about. And so, yeah, that's key number 2, guys. Key number 3 is, sorry, my notes are a little off here. As you increase frequency, it's also important to take into consideration the 3rd key, which is variance. So, we did just talk about potentially posting up to 50 different types of posts per time. If you are doing 50 different posts, yes, you don't want to get in your head about posting about something 50 different times, but you want to try to figure out how you can post 50 different times and vary it up and get something that makes it feel very branded, very on topic, but a little bit different and different perspectives. This is crucial, not just to be selling all the time, because you also have to show personality. So this could look a lot of different ways. Let's take, for instance, you might be releasing a new album or a new single. So you're going to be asking people to listen to your music a lot, or maybe you're going to be asking them to buy a ticket to an event, or maybe you're going to be asking them to come into a store and check out a sale or a new product that you just dropped. The key is to ask those things in a variety of different ways. Use photos, use videos, use designs. Make sure that you are talking about it from different perspectives, different engaging ways, and even different variances of things that feel more professional and polished to things that feel more organic and just like you had the thought to pick up a phone and start talking. So while everybody isn't going to see every post like we just talked about with frequency, you still don't want people to get the feeling that they are seeing the exact same thing over and over again. Let me give you an example. If you are going to be posting, you're about to release an album, you don't want to just post your album artwork over and over and over and over again every single day. Instead, you want to post stuff that matches the branding of that album or utilizes that branding of the album, but sets it up in a different perspective for your audience. Now, especially if you are a musician or an artist, at Wander Creative, we actually have a resource that we've designed for you that is a game plan that basically walks you through 30 days. And it has, it's about 55 to 60 different posts that all relates back to your album, all relates back to your single, and talks about it in different ways. So you're getting that frequency, you're getting that consistency, and you're also getting that variance. So highly recommend you check that out. Shameless plug, I know, sorry, but you can find it at wandercreative.store. All right, so key number 4, here we go. Messaging and voicing. So with messaging and voicing, you really need to talk, or you need to think through, who are you talking to? Who is your service or your product, your album, your single? Who is it for? Who is going to be that core demographic that is consuming your whatever you're offering? And what is that primary benefit that they are getting out of it? What we always do is we get detailed. We think about the person who is constantly being kind of that brand ambassador for you, who is always commenting on your posts, who's always messaging you, who is always giving you that encouragement and that feedback. And then flip it on its side and write your post as if you are writing directly to that person. You might even write their name down as you are writing this and say, hey, Sarah, this is just for you. And then obviously you're not going to say, hey, Sarah, in your post, but you are going to write your post as if you are talking specifically to that one person. And then you are going to, it really just gets it very, very focused, very laser focused. You know the messaging and you know that voicing, and it's as if you are talking to a singular person, but it actually opens it up to a wider range of audience, because the tendency is with social media is to talk to the masses because you are talking to the masses. But think about how you consume social media. You are sitting there watching this video by yourself. And so I am saying you. I'm not saying y'all. I'm not saying you guys. I'm not saying, it's you. It's all about you watching right now. I want you to have a connection with me, and I want to have a connection with you. And so that's what voicing and messaging is going to achieve, is it's going to allow that user, it's going to allow you into the conversation. And so that is key number 4, is voicing and messaging. Key number 5, engagement. Like I said earlier, we don't know the ins and outs of every social media algorithm. Social media platforms aren't going to give that piece of information really to anybody. But what we do know is that every social media algorithm does put a heavy emphasis on content that engages users. More recently, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter have all come out and said that, they're putting an emphasis on things that people are spending time on. So that's why, with Instagram, you have carousels where people can swipe through a few different photos or videos and spend more time rather than just passing by one photo at a time or one video at a time. People who are commenting and engaging on your messages are more likely to get shown your content. So you want to make sure that you are engaging with messages as well, and that you're encouraging people to leave messages on your posts, comment on your posts, send DMs, things like that. And also, don't be afraid to join other people's conversations on other threads as well. That it basically just shows you are a real person and there is somebody behind the profile. What you don't want to do is you don't want to be that person to hop on another thread and do what I call thread stealing. Basically, for instance, if you're a musician, we'll go back to the musician example, and you might sound like Imagine Dragons, let's say. You don't want to go to Imagine Dragons feed and be like, hey, here's my single. That's not what we're talking about. What you might do, though, is you might, when Imagine Dragons has a new song come out, you might go comment on that and say, man, I loved this song. And then you might even reply to 4 or 5 other people who have also said, I love this song. And you might say, yeah, it's so awesome. Like, this is such a great song. An authentic conversation about what that profile or what that post is actually about is going to be a lot more beneficial than you saying, yeah, here's my thing that I'm promoting. So I hope that makes sense. So yeah, those are the 5 keys to unlock organic reach on social media. Again, number 1, consistency in posting. Number 2, frequency in posting. Number 3, diversity or variance in types of posts you're making. Number 4, the message or voicing that you're using to deliver your posts. And number 5, engaging with users and creating posts that engaged. I'm also going to throw a 6th one in there real quick, just as a bonus for you. Number 6 is use the things that are the newest features, newest things that social media might be promoting. For instance, right now, we are in 2021. Instagram, for instance, just released at the end of last year to the general public a feature called Instagram Guides. Also last year, they released Instagram Reels, which is a direct, I call it it combats the TikTok craze. Instagram is trying to have a response to TikTok. These are 2 things that in just over the past 6 to 12 months have been released, and things that the Instagram as a company is trying to encourage their users to use. And so, of course, we don't have hard science behind this, but the philosophy goes, and what we feel like we have also seen is that if they're going to put so much time and effort to push a new feature, then they're probably going to prioritize accounts that are using that feature. So you're probably going to start to notice more engagement, maybe higher placements in people's feeds on your main feed posts or on your IG stories or on IGTV if you're using the newest and latest features on each of these platforms. YouTube just has released YouTube Community recently. They also have YouTube Stories, which is a similar thing to Instagram Stories or Facebook Stories. And so all of the social media platforms have these different features that they're constantly encouraging people to use, and they're constantly promoting. And so if you get on the front end of using that, you are not only going to be speaking to the early adopters, you're going to look like you are on the forefront of social media, but you're also probably going to get on the good graces, so to speak, of these algorithms and these social media platforms algorithms. So that's a little bonus number 6 there for you. That's about all the time we have for today. I hope this session has been so helpful for you. I know that we've gone over a lot in a short amount of time. So I've actually compiled all of these webinar session notes for you at wandercreative.com/5keys. So if you have any questions or want to dive deeper into tactics and strategies, you can catch us on our social media. You can also email me or email the team here at Wander Creative. And again, you can also find these session notes at wandercreative.com/5keys. We also have a whole bunch of other resources available for people like you. We love giving insights, providing resources to pour into the type of promotions, campaigns, content that you might be running right now. So we'd love to get you plugged into everything we have going on here at Wander. Feel free to reach out anytime. Email us at info@wandercreative.com. Visit our website, wandercreative.com. And also just find us on social media. So don't be shy. We love to chat with you guys, and we want to see the best for you. So yeah, we'll see you guys again soon.